The Washington Post also reports that following Iraq's Day of Rage this past week, Iraqi security forces detained about 300 people, including prominent journalists, artists, and lawyers who took part in nationwide demonstrations, in what some of them described as an operation to intimidate Baghdad intellectuals who hold sway over popular opinion. 4 journalists who had been released described being rounded up well after they had left a protest of thousands at Baghdad's Tahrir Square. They said they were handcuffed, blindfolded, beaten, and threatened with execution by soldiers from an army intelligence unit. Hussan al-Sayri is a journalist and poet who described seeing hundreds of protesters in black hoods at the detention facility. He said, quote, "It was like they were dealing with a bunch of al-Qaeda operatives, not a group of journalists. Yesterday was like a test, like a picture of the new democracy in Iraq." Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki, who only recently formed a fragile governing coalition that is supported by the United States, was apparently concerned about the protest billed as Iraq's Day of Rage. Leading up to the protest, he ordered a curfew on cars and urged Iraqis to stay home, as a government spokesman warned of terrorists who might use, quote, sniping and silencer pistols to target crowds. Security forces raided a prominent journalist watchdog group involved in organizing the protest. Despite that, tens of thousands of Iraqis turned out for the protests, which began peacefully but degenerated as forces fired water cannons, sound bombs, and live bullets to disperse crowds. Rod Mushatat, a filmmaker who was not detained, said, quote, "It's put pressure. The government is scared, but they do not scare me anymore."